And I'm very excited for these two as they start their journey together. I helped Brooklyn move some boxes earlier this week and got a chance to see the new apartment. And it really took me back to when Cindy and I embarked on our marriage under humble circumstances like that. And it's funny. The years go by quickly. It sounds horribly cliche, but they really do. And in an accelerating fashion. It'll be your turn to stand where I am right now sooner than you think. And as you embark on this journey, things aren't always going to go according to plan. There's going to be surprises, good and bad. But you know, if I'm going to offer you any advice, it's to look for joy in those little things along the way, between the milestones, and to look for joy in each other. Don't ever stop doing that. It's you know, when I look back at my marriage over the last 25 years, it's been the little things that I think of, not the big things. You have our support. You will always have our support. Good luck and Godspeed.
Don't make a mess now.
Okay, it's our turn. First off, we want to extend a few thank yous to everyone that came, and we have some specifics that we would like to thank.
First, we would like to thank Tim and Kirsten Olsen for all your work that you put into this wedding, like the decorations, they're beautiful, and for raising such a gem.
We also want to thank Rob and Cindy for all the support and everything they've done in the course of us dating and in preparation for the wedding. There's a lot of work that got put into all of this, the food, the decorations, and it couldn't have been done without them. And so we're super grateful to them, and I'm very grateful that they raised such a beautiful and loving daughter. So.
We would also like to thank the people who helped out in the kitchen today. They did so good. We love you guys. Never appreciate it.
We also want to thank Bob for emceeing and doing a great job, looking so good up here. And we want to thank Amy for helping us out with the ring ceremony. We greatly appreciate your help.
We would also like to thank Janae for all the little design things that she did. They look so good.
And we want to thank Shanna as well for helping out with the flowers. The flowers that we're wearing up here at the wedding party and that you see our family wearing, they look beautiful. And Shanna worked on those, and we want to thank her for that.
We would also like to thank all the people that came to help set up yesterday and the people who are staying to take down. You are very appreciated. Love you.
And then we just want to thank everyone else who came. Everyone here is here for a reason. All of you have played a part in our lives, whether friends or family. You've impacted our lives in some way, and we're incredibly grateful for that. And we're grateful that you're able to spend this special day with us and help us celebrate. Without you, it would be a small, probably lame event. So we're all really glad that you came to celebrate with us as well. And you've heard a little bit from our parents, a little bit about the story of how we met and started dating. And so we wanted to fill you in with a couple more details that maybe you guys don't know. So our moms did grow up in St. Albert together. And so I kind of knew of Brooklyn a little bit growing up, but I had never really met her. And I graduated high school, I was getting ready to go on my mission. And I just heard my mom talk a little bit about Brooklyn before, but I didn't know that much about her.
So before we met, sometimes I would go to the St. Albert ward to visit my grandma. And sometimes Kirsten would come up to me and she would be like, oh, like, you would love my son Drew, like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that made me feel a little like rebellious. Like, what is, this woman doesn't know me. She doesn't know what would go on with me. So, yeah, so I got sold to Drew on several occasions before I actually met him.
So this is not an arranged marriage. She was a little bit rebellious. So I met Brooklyn for the first time really at my mission for a while. I was about to leave to Vancouver on reassignment before I headed to South America, and Cindy brought along Brooklyn with her, and we met briefly, and it wasn't that much, but we spoke a little, and then when I went away on my mission, I received a couple letters from Brooklyn, and we would write each other a little bit. Nothing too crazy. We sent some emails, and then eventually I came home from my mission.
So during some of Kirsten's sales pitches, she told me about how Drew is very good at math. So I always remembered that. So when I took calculus my first year of university, and I was doing really bad, and I dropped it, I was like, oh, Drew's coming home from his mission. And so I was like, oh, maybe we should do calculus together. So I asked him, and I just sent a little message, and I was like, hey, do you want to do calculus together? So we did calculus together, and I passed it too. So,
Yeah, so we did start doing calculus. We would meet at the Institute, one of the church education buildings at the university, and we would do that once to twice a week, and we would spend a little bit of time doing calculus, and we spent a lot of time talking, and I would miss my buses frequently going back to St. Albert, because we were talking a lot. And the months went by, and there was coming to a point when I really wanted to ask Brooklyn on a date, and maybe I was a little bit chicken. And I thought it'd be awkward if I asked her on a date and she said no, then it would have been awkward still doing calculus. I don't know what would have happened with that. So my plan was to wait till the semester was over, and then I'd ask her on a date, and if she said no, we weren't doing calculus anymore anyways. But before finals was coming up, we had a stake priesthood meeting with all the young single adults and all the guys. And Bob, my good friend Bob, he was speaking at this stake priesthood meeting. And it wasn't part of his talk, but he got up at the beginning of his talk, stood up at the pulpit, and he kind of told us all that we needed to put our big boy pants on and start asking girls on dates. And it wasn't really related to his talk, and his talk was phenomenal. I'm sure I don't really remember it. But I do remember him telling us that we needed to start asking more girls on dates. So I put on my big boy pants, and I asked Brooklyn on a date.
So we went on a couple dates, and then we made it official, and then we made it even more official today. Here we are.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
So feel free to stay and mingle as long as you like, and some of you didn't get a chance to greet the bridegroom because you came in late or because we cut the line off, one of those two.